My mom moved into this apartment like 4 to 6 weeks before she died. We had lived in the same house for 25 years. She had rented it for like 30 years. And then they found black mold throughout the whole house. And we thought that she may be allergic to it based on the symptoms she was having as she was declining. And so she moved into this apartment. That was in August, and then she died in September. We didn't have any medical care, so we never knew what was going on with her and what she actually died from. But my family didn't believe in medical care. They believed that if it was God's will for them to stay, they would stay, and if it was God's will for them to go, they would go. But I had been raised that my parents couldn't die, that they were in the generation that would not die and that would move into the new heavens and the new earth and live. My dad had already passed, but that was rationalized with different things he had said previously, but with my mom, there was really no doing that. So the last week of her life was spent here trying to brush her hair and brush her teeth and comfort her. And at one point I had to cut a nightgown off of her because we couldn't actually really move her body. And after she died, I had walked out of the room for about 20 minutes and walked back in and believed she was gone and checked her pulse, and she had passed while I was out of the room. And my brother and I didn't know what to do, and we waited about 4 hours before we called the police to report that she had died. And they gave us a really hard time because she hadn't had any medical oversight. She didn't have hospice or anything. And so they actually opened an abuse case, an elder abuse case against us, and started investigating us for neglect of her. When they came to take her body, because I had heard the sound the first time when they rolled my dad out, and I just could not handle hearing that again. So I stepped outside to not hear it, but there's still something about walking back inside. And even though they're always so kind and they fold things up and they leave a flower and make it look welcoming, I guess, there's still something about seeing someone's body there and having it be gone, knowing you're never gonna see it again. And as I've processed that experience and I've learned more and I've questioned things and I've landed where I am now, I look back and I know that none of it had to be that way. She was 64 and she could still potentially be here. And she could know my son. I feel pain. I feel like I wasn't loved as I should have been. When I look at my son, I cannot imagine not being with him when I had an opportunity to be. I have regret that we didn't call for help, yet I also know that there's probably nothing we could have done. The truth then was that she wouldn't have died. The reason we waited 4 hours was because we thought she might come back. In the transition, I knew she wasn't coming back, but I still thought maybe she needed to be with my dad, doing his work wherever he is, wherever I believed he was at the time. And then fully coming out of it, it was a life cut short and wasted that maybe should have been saved.